Hey everyone, it is Tuesday, April 23rd, 2013. This is Talk to Me Tuesday number 90. I have a list of things to show, so I'm going to get right to it. First off, the 10,000 meter yarn challenge is coming along quite nicely for me, I must say. I'm kind of nickel and diming this routine. And what I mean by that is instead of starting a lot of large projects that will use a lot of yarn and possibly end up with a lot of whips at the end of the challenge, I'm doing a lot of small projects with a couple larger ones thrown in. So at this point in time, completed projects yardage total is I'm 75 yards away from 2,000 yards in completed projects. So I'll probably make another one or two small things that will bring me up to that or over. My Corinne cardigan is coming along nicely. I am working on the first sleeve. I've put in over 400 yards of yarn into that so far. I am hoping, but not guaranteeing, by next Tuesday I will have the first sleeve complete. We'll see. Another big project I decided to get started on, which will not take me really any time at all to complete. I had purchased some yarn at our local dollar store. It is just a festival mixed fiber. I had 6 skeins in the pink and white pastel. I have 15 skeins in the blue and white pastel. I also have like 5 skeins of darker colors, but I'm not going to put them with this. I was thinking about it at the beginning, but I'm not going to use them. So this was actually purchased to make some squizzles. I didn't really like the way it was working up because it is really knobby. So I said, you know what, skip that. I'll use it for something else. And I decided that I am going to make myself a granny square afghan. And in the 40 plus years that I have been making granny squares, I have never made a granny square afghan that's just one big huge granny square. It's always been small granny squares, or it's been the elongated granny square, but never just a square granny square afghan. So that's what I'm working on now. So this is what I've gotten done since Sunday night. I have 10 more skeins of yarn I plan on putting on here. This is 660 yards of yarn so far. And when I run out of one yarn, I just go right on to the next. Doesn't matter if it's in the middle of a round or not, because this is going to be for me, and I don't really care. I did because it only gives you the weight of the yarn. It doesn't give you the yardage of the yarn. I actually ran 2 separate skeins through my yardage counter just to make sure. And it comes up to just over 111 yards per skein, but I'm just leaving it at 110. So next up, some completed projects. First off, I had shown last week that I pulled some patterns out of my knit calendar that I had to work on, smaller projects and one big project. And 2 of the patterns were for dishcloths. One of them was for an Ivy Tower dishcloth, and here that is. It is completed. It's done with the lily sugar and cream, and it's really nice. I like it. It's got a nice texture to it. And here comes my kitty through things. Please don't knock the camera over. She got something to, get her butt right next to it. So there's that one complete. And then the second one I chose for patterns was the Roll Out the Barrels pattern. And that's this. There again with the lily sugar and cream in nice pastel colors. And these will probably not be used for dishcloths as much as for like washcloths or, holding like a hot dish or something. Because they're too pretty to use for dishcloths, in my opinion. Next up, I made another granny square bottom bag. Solid granny bottom bag, whatever you want to call it. This is done with lily sugar and cream. I can't remember the color. Sorry. And the Sensations Boardwalk Cotton, which I've never seen. I had a 50% off coupon, which is the only reason I purchased it, and that's in blues and greens, and that's the name of it. But I used the cotton, the Sensations cotton in the center. Made another nice size bag, and this bag will be something my daughter won't be embarrassed carrying stuff back from the grocery store in. So, and I love these. They're great for like bread and eggs and stuff, fruit, things you want to be a little more careful with. You don't want it all squished, bruised, or cracked. Next up, I had been Googling online. I had run across the pattern for fruit cozies. A couple days later, I actually had somebody posted on the yarn challenge that they were looking for a pattern for fruit cozies, but at the time I couldn't remember where I had seen a picture for them. I asked my daughter. Erin had actually posted that the person could look on Ravelry for patterns. I found it on All Free Crochet, and this, my dears, is a fruit cozy. I did one that looks like a little basket, and yes, there is an apple in here. I like this pattern because it does. It reminds me of a little basket. And very simple. I just used scraps of the sugar and cream that I had laying around, and I used all the scraps. I think I have maybe a couple, inches left. That's about it. But I had just enough really to complete the little fruit cozy. And, anyone who's wondering why you would want to do this, well, if you think about it, if you take a piece of fruit, apple, orange, pear, whatever, and you just toss them, not so much an orange because they have their own little protective coating, but if you throw this in your bag, or your kids take a piece of fruit to school with them every day and you just throw it in their backpack, imagine the stuff that piece of fruit comes in contact with. If you put it in a little fruit cozy, at least it's got some kind of protection. So I think they're cute. I will link the pattern, put a link in the description for the pattern for this. If you're looking for the pattern for the granny bottom bag, just pop into my last or my one before it video and you can see it there. Next up, my son, who used to do my editing on my videos, had asked me to make a coffee kitten for a friend of his because she saw mine and she loved them. So we asked her favorite colors, and she said she wanted it in red and white. We have named the little kitty Strawberry. So here is Strawberry. I made a little like leafy thing for on top, more for the strawberry effect, although somebody did comment that it looked like a tomato. And I suppose that would work too. But I added an additional 5 rounds onto the tail. I put a little white tip on it. But there is Strawberry, and Strawberry will be making a trip to Alabama pretty soon. The only other thing I've done that is complete is another squizzle. This, of course, is using the Bernat Pipsqueak yarn that I love to use for my squizzles. I have to remember when I put the safety eyes on to put them a little closer together, because when I stuff it, it'll actually spread the eyes out just right, but that's okay. So there's that, and his little, whatever you want to call it, the top of his little head. But soft and squishy, so there's another squizzle. And you will be seeing squizzles crop up, possibly one each week, because I want to build up my stash of squizzles. And if anyone is interested in purchasing a squizzle, just message me here or go check out my Facebook page that my daughter and I have, Deranged Delights, or even my Facebook page. You can message me there as well. I will put the links to both of those in the description below. If you're interested in purchasing one, just let me know. I'll let you know the price. And yeah, we can take it from there. So, sorry. Other than that, that's it. I think I have shown everything as fast as I can. So, next week, that Afghan will be complete. And I'm sure I will have a list of other things to show you. And hopefully a completed sleeve on my Corin cardigan. Oh, and just want to mention too, Fandom and Stitches is going to be having a stitch along. So if you do any kind of embroidery, or maybe want to learn how to do embroidery, and you are a Doctor Who fan, go check out Fandom and Stitches. They are going to have a stitch along. And you never know. I've done some embroidery in my life. Not sure if I'm going to join in, but hey, I just might. Might surprise you. Other than that, that's it. I look forward to watching everyone's videos. I hope you all have a wonderfully crafty week and a wonderfully crafty weekend. Before this is any longer than it is, I'm going to get my buns out of here so I can get it edited and uploaded. So for me, I'm done. For you, it is good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good day, whatever it is. I really do hope it's a great one. I will see you all next week. Bye.